G'day my friends and welcome to Marty's Garden. Yes, a live stream. Promised that I'd do it outside. And with the beautiful thing about technology, I'm able to do that right now. What have we got for you today in this live show? Well, I've got a series of videos lined up inside about garden to plate. And I show you an amazing recipe. You can grow really fast. You can do lots and lots of different versions of this. And we're going to talk about why it's the most important time in the last, I love mozzies again. You should never get up this early. G'day my friends and welcome to the live stream. As promised, from outside with the beautiful thing of technology. How's that? We've got a really cool live show for you today. We're talking about the importance of garden to plate growing now and why it's possibly the most important time in the last 100 years, in my opinion, since the Great Recession. And I'm going to show you in 3 separate videos, so they've all lined up together one after the other. We've got a grow, a harvest and a cook, and it shows you right through how to do these 2 really cool recipes. So hang in there for that, and we're also going to talk about in the Q&A and in this live show about the importance of it and how you can start making the change. And if you have already started and you're growing food at home, whether it be small or much larger, how you can improve on that. And there's always lots of people in the chat ready to share their knowledge, ask unreal questions that help other people watching this show. So if that's you in the rerun, make sure you stay watching it because there's plenty to watch, plenty coming up. And also, why am I up so early? Well, I've got to admit, getting up in the morning is a symbol of regeneration, of getting started again. And I promised I'd run a series of live shows for a month and see how they go and work on improving them and connecting with you guys. And we're also promoting the Buy Me a Coffee page where there's a link here, a QR code, and you can get over there and support us for around about a coffee a month to keep the channel sustainable. We're talking about soils on this channel, we're talking about organics, worm farming, homesteading, and helping people make the change from good healthy soils to good healthy vibrant living, saving money in the hip pocket and making a change. And if that's for you, stick around, keep watching this channel. Oh, don't forget, we still have worm farming stuff in here too, and this live show, and I'll see you inside. Let's go. All right, how's that for technology? I just fixed my hat up a bit. Whew. She's already warm outside out there, and it's been a bit of a crazy morning, actually. I had to run my wife to work and do all these things and organise everything and work on getting these live streams prepared for you a little bit better than what they have been in the past. They've probably been my least performing videos sort of out of all of them. But it's just unreal just getting in here and connecting with you all. And I want to talk about and show you some of the things that I'm doing here I've done before. I've put a whole lot of sort of older videos, straighten that up a bit. Some of the older videos together, and we've got the first video, as I mentioned, which is a grow video, and where I show you how I grow huge volumes of microgreens just in one tray, and then I show you how I harvest it and store it and then turn it into a couple of recipes. Now you may have seen the bake one before with the coriander before, but we haven't taken this into the full conversation of how to set up these systems and be able to grow food and slowly become more self-sufficient. So I've got my list here, which I always do. If you watch the live shows, I've always got my trusty list. And so what's on the list and what's in the conversation today? Well, obviously we're talking about why it's so important now, I believe, since the Great Recession, to really become more self-sufficient, self-reliant. And we're going to discuss all those as well. Do we trust the incompetent politicians chasing their own glory and not ours? This is a big problem going on all around the world at the moment. And how do we take control, keep our growth system sustainable, simple, so the family can all implement it together? And this is really, really important to keep things rolling properly and to keep a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. Using cash as much as possible and wisely, and why. and growing your staples. So your herbs, your staples, your herbs, fruits, and your veg. And we're going to be talking about those and how we can do them efficiently. And then we talk about our short and long-term planning so we can actually get ahead and do this and put it into action. And then, as we're going through, we'll have a series of Q&As as well, and get your feedback, your tips and tricks that you want to share into this live stream. And so, yeah, it's I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to get the first video. I'm going to pull it straight up and get this rolling. So we've got to get into the video storage here first. Pull that up. And who we've got, the first one, right, grow giant trays of coriander. Here we go, it's just loading. And right, let's watch it, shall we? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to grow giant trays of coriander. It's so easy, even a kid could do it. So there you have it. That's one of the ways that I grow microgreens, and it's actually the same method that I was doing it when I was growing them professionally, with a cut method. So we're cutting them and then bagging them and taking them to the restaurants, and also keeping plenty in my fridge as well. And look, microgreens are one of the fastest ways to get food on your plate really quickly, along with baby leaf coming sort of in second, or sprouts around about the same time. But just microgreens generally have a tastier flavor. They're they're highly nutritious, and you can do a lot with them. And they really go a long way because they're so nutrient dense that only a small amount will give you the nutrition that you need. Now, we're not talking calories so much here. We're talking more vitamins, minerals, and getting some of that nutrition, such as if you're growing broccoli and in that sort of family, they are super nutrient dense. And rocket arugula is in that broccoli family, the brassica family, and very nutrient dense. And that one we were looking at was coriander there. And that's an amazing plant and really great to flavor. And I'm sure it has nutritional benefits as well. It's probably one of the longer ones to take growing because the seed just takes a bit longer to germinate than others. But it's an amazing plant, and you can have that up in a couple of weeks in the right season. Where other microgreens, you can use exactly the same method. You can save this video. Just make sure that you bookmark it or something along those lines, and come back and watch this over and over and learn how to make and get food on your plate really, really quickly. Probably the most expensive thing about microgreens is the seed, but if you can source the seed cheaply or grow your own eventually into the future, you don't have to grow big, massive trays like that. You can grow it in smaller trays. You can grow it in recycled trays, anything. Just make sure you bottom water at the start. That's really important, to soak the seed a bit. Back off on the water. Keep them in a warm spot out of the sun, and then let them slowly reach towards the lid. Pull the lid off, and then you can harvest. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and I'm going to show you a harvest from that tray. And then after that tray, we're going to go into the next video, and I'm going to show you a couple of cool recipes of how you can turn into a really cheap meal, tasty cheap meal that people are just going to go, wow, this is just awesome. All right, so let's get I'll pull the next video up now. I've just got to go into my video storage here, and it won't let me for some reason put two videos up unless I'm still learning how to do this. So harvest trays, here we go. Let's get this rolling. If you're enjoying the show so far, please give us a thumbs up. I'm still learning how to use this software and connect and make these live shows better and better all the time. Just in between that, if you see this QR code pop up from time to time, this is where you can support me over at the Buy Me a Coffee page for around about a coffee a month, and helps keep this channel running and sustainable. So you can come back, you can pause that, and maybe get your phone and get it on there. And there's been some great support already. So thank you so much for everyone that's done that. All right, let's get rolling and into the next video. We're going to do a harvest, guys. It's exciting, yeah? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to harvest giant trays of coriander, so you have huge harvests and you never run out. And it's so easy. Anyone in your family could do this. look good?
Yeah, I'll put lemon on there.
Put some lemon on, yeah. All right, delicious stuff. See that that recipe that's coming up in the next video. I'm going to show you how to make that. There's a bake you can bake. It's like a meatloaf sort of thing out of using chicken mince or any type of mince that you like. I like chicken mince with this this recipe. Or you can also make them into rissoles. You can make them into smaller balls, like a third one, and put them into noodle dishes and things. There's a lot you can do with it, and really that's just the getting started. Like a lot of these microgreens as well, and I'll use rocket arugula as another example, is you can turn that into a pesto. So you can use a deeper tray for rocket. It has a deeper root, and you've got to use a bit more nitrogen to feed them. But you can, most of these, crush them up into pestos as well, put them with some pine nuts or whatever nuts you want, a bit of olive oil, and then just put it on some pasta. And boom, you've got this meal ready to go in the fridge. Whenever you've got some cooking a bit of extra meat or whatever, you can actually systemize this, and it's something that anyone can learn how to do in the family. And it's a way that you can actually put fresh food on your table quickly and also flavor up your food at the same time. So we'll just go into a question here. A few questions. We'll just check them out before we go into the cooking spot, because there may be some questions here and we need to keep these rolling on. It is a live show, and here we go. So Rick asks, how much is a bag on seeds like that for microgreens? Well, you can buy coriander. It's cheaper to buy it from seed merchants for making grinding spices, but the only thing is the seed can be older and you won't get as high a germination rate, but it will still sprout, and that's your cheaper option to go along those lines. It really depends on what seed merchant you're buying it from, how much bulk you're buying. There's so many variations in prices, so I recommend that you just really just search around and hunt down for I buy my seeds all over the place, and then I try and collect and grow my own as well. I know it's not possible to grow it at all just because time factor, but yeah, hopefully that helps a bit. But keep an eye open seed merchants, and also sometimes on the shelves of different places where they're selling things. They used to sell peas, dried peas, years ago in bags, a couple of years ago. Can't get them anymore. Maybe around your area you can. They grow a great microgreen sprout as well, and you can put fresh salad onto your plate at the same time. So keep an eye out for dried peas. You just soak them, sprout them, and off you go. All right. This something here, Miller. I was just thinking of that Miller bag. I'm not real sure exactly on that, but just reading these comments here, making sure. Now, if you do a question, please, because people are chatting inside the chat box, and it just takes time for me to read through them. So put a big Q next to a question, and then I can just see that quickly, and I can pull it across, and we can help run a nice, smooth live show here. And it's unreal to see people coming in here and cooking and doing everything. And Rick said here, nice cooking, Shirley. Actually, my cooking. Shirley doesn't know how to make those ones, but she does know how to make some awesome Filipino meals. So yeah, it's really, really great. And we do have the recipe coming up. If you haven't seen it in the future video that I put out a while ago, I was never going to release that video, and I decided to, and some people watched it and got some value out of it. So I'm happy for that. So remember, if you've got any questions, put a nice big Q next to it, and we'll go through. We've got the list of stuff that we're going to be covering as well. I'm going to move into right now the final video for this section until we go to the Q&A and talk about why we should be considering becoming more self-sufficient or more self-reliant in as many ways as we can. That's in systems and doesn't take up too much of our valuable time. And so let's get into the next video. I will just pull it up here from my video storage files where I've been uploading and getting used to this software here. At the beginning, it was interesting. At the beginning of the show, you saw me sort of walk in. You saw from the beginning, and then I had to walk out the mozzies and stuff like that. It's really wild running live shows. You can't make mistakes and cuts and all that type of stuff, but it's really cool being able to share these videos inside and also be outside for a little bit and chat with you guys and just make those connections there. Before we get into the next video, I just want to show this again. This is where you can support this live streams, this channel, where I really promote living soils, sustainability, organics, and saving money and just help people getting through these tough times ahead. It's around about a coffee a month, and there's a members area there, and you can head over there. There's also the worm farming ebook, Starting a Worm Farm Beginner's Guide, if that interests you. All right, so let's get into the next video now, where we do the bake. And this is lots of fun for me because I very rarely do these type of videos. I didn't think anyone wanted to watch them, but goes to show I was wrong. All right, let's pull it up now and get it into the presentation. Where'd she go? Oh, disappeared. My fault. Already had it up there. This is what happens when you're your own producer at the same time. Here we go. I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's the one. All right, let's get rolling, guys. And see this video. In today's video, you will learn how to make a super simple yet extremely delicious meal from your coriander cilantro harvest. It's so easy, even a child could do it. Best of all, it goes a long way and it's a wonderful money saver. One more. What do you reckon? They look good?
Yeah, I'll put lemon on there.
Put some lemon on, yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's some videos that I'd pulled up in the past and loaded into here for people to watch and to make this discussion about growing food. And it was so enjoyable growing that and then harvesting it and then making those recipes, just simple ones. And then, it was just my daughter and me eating at that meal. Shirley wasn't there. She works at night some nights. So Karen and I just eat together and enjoy our little family meals. But before we, let's not talk about any more family stuff. I know, but there's so many benefits in that, right? Of just doing that and just coming together. It could be a whole show in itself. But I want to talk about the importance of becoming more self-sufficient and more self-reliant. And I know that many of you here are watching that and are on that journey also, or considering coming on that journey. And how do we take control of it and use it in a way where it doesn't take over our lives? I know in some parts it's become that for me, and then you've just got to change your mindset on how you think about it and feel about it. Because look, the first, I'm just going to go straight into this list now because I don't want to get too off topic, right? So I've got the first bit on my list is, do we trust incompetent politicians chasing their own glory and not ours? And this is something that, like if you look at what's going on around the globe, totally, you'd have to agree with me. Things are pretty mad in those areas. And one thing that I'm really peed off on about, I think you may be as well in Australia, is Woolies and Coles have just had record all-time profits, right? I don't know all time, but they had record profits. And you go into the shop and it says prices are down, and they're talking about inflation coming down, all that type of stuff. I don't think our prices are going to come down in the shops at all. All I've seen is just a slight increase. I remember 6 months ago, I was like, oh man, $8 for a capsicum per kilo. And I didn't even want to buy that then. And it was like the other day I looked, it was like $10 a kilo. I've just gone, wow, that's gone up. So what's that from 8 to 10 in 6 months? What's that, 20% or something increase just on a red capsicum, when I know I can grow them out in my backyard myself, or grow something more simple like jalapeno chili, which you just take the seeds out and you've got nice sweet flesh, grow really quickly, really easily, and just replace that food item with something that I can grow out in the garden quite simply. So yeah, I'm a bit peed off about that when I saw that. I thought, how dare they not pass on these profits and cut their prices down back to where they should be. So I'm not into this whole, I support business and all that type of stuff, but I just think there's difference between greed and all that. Anyway, so I get off on a tangent there, but I'm not happy with the state of the way Australia's being run at the moment, politicians and things like that over the last few years, and our prices of electricity and everything going up, and the water bill going up, and everything just seems to be going up around me. And luckily, I'm quite blessed with this home, living in a pretty cheap residence, where I can stay sustainable and become more self-sufficient over time, because I'm not a renter anymore. I don't have to move all the time. So it's just been absolutely crazy. And we've got some comments here regarding that, and we'll just pull this across by Rick. And just let me know if you can read that black and white sort of comments down below. I've changed the color coding for it. I just want to make sure. And it says, Marty, they waste at Coles 20%, including waste, stolen, etc. Yeah, so a lot of waste. That's not a good thing. and meat prices are agreed to at 12 to 18 months to farmers. It takes time. Profit increases at Coles wasn't great in percentage. Okay, so maybe something I may have something wrong there. I'm just going off what I've seen in the media and things like that. But what I'm really talking about also is just this whole overall system that we're falling into of possibly becoming a cashless society as well, and the digital dollar and all this type of stuff, and our freedoms are being taken away. And I never really thought like a prepper before, but now as I see more freedoms and more expenses rises and things like that, and just the cost of living, I'm becoming more and more along these lines all the time. And I've got a friend in Europe, lives very close to Ukraine. I won't say where she is exactly, but their country is saying to them, sending out all these different prepping pamphlets and all this type of stuff. And it can be quite scary in certain parts of the globe, and they need to be even more prepared than what we do. So I'm not falling into any type of paranoia here. It just seems to be this build up over and over of time. All right, so the next thing is, so how do we take control and keep it sustainable? So how do we do that? Well, we need to set up grow systems, and that system that you saw in the video, and if you haven't come in late and you saw that, go back and watch the rerun and watch how I grow microgreens. Now that is a course all in itself. It took me years to develop that system. There was no microgreens videos around on YouTube. When I developed that system, I had to do it all myself. And I was one of the first people to be producing microgreens videos here on YouTube when I was running my small business doing that. So it worked extremely well, and I believe that system can be replicated in the family, no problem. So, and you can actually, if you're worm farming, which I hope you are, to recycle even further, that waste that comes out of the tray at the end goes into the worm farms, gets recycled by the worm farms, and goes back through into the trays again, or back into pots where you're growing other plants, or into the ground around when you're planting and things like that. We create these enclosed loops to save money even further. So we need to create systems which could be also like trellises, where we can grow on 3 different crops on them over a year, say a bean crop, like a snake bean like I am in the summer, and then going into a pea crop into the winter. And if you want to then later on, and you don't have time, you can run a chayote or a choco crop or something up them later on, and leave them for a few years and just get food from that. And depending on your time, right, of how much time you've got, you may want to just run a passion. You haven't got much time again, so later on you run a passion fruit one over it for a few years, and then remove that again, and then maybe run peas and beans and stuff up. But if you've got a passion fruit running, you can run peas straight up the passion fruit, and it will grip onto them, and you can harvest straight off the side as well. So you can use these vertical spaces together. Think about how you can put these systems into place, systemize everything, so the young kids in your family can learn how to do it, and they can take control of, say, growing microgreens and growing your your seeds and raising your seeds and things like that, and get them educated and get their hands in the dirt and away from mobile phones and gaming and things like that. And that'll really help in the long run for you and for them going into the future, knowing how all about fresh food and things. All right, so if you've got anything that you'd like to share about systemizing these things, I'm sure there's lots of things that I've missed, and I'd love to hear from you guys as well in this chat area, and see what you've got to say about that. I've got a question here. If I miss any questions, please forgive me. I'm the producer, educator, scriptwriter, the whole lot, everything all in one. So I do make the odd mistake here and there. So sorry about that. It says, what about radish? Cheap, fast growing, and large variety. Yeah, so radish is a really good one, especially you can start it as a microgreen. Then you can actually grab some of the ones that are left over, these sprouts, the microgreens, and then put them into the garden or into pots or bigger trays and things, and grow them on as a radish. And I think you can harvest a radish in around about a month to 6 weeks, depending on the variety. So yeah, great little crop to grow quickly. And there's so many different varieties of radish. I grow the purple Sango radish as my microgreen. So I want to thank everyone that's coming in hanging around to watch the show. Currently, we had it up to around about 15 people there at one stage there watching at one time. We've got about 9 left now. If you haven't given us a thumbs up already, please do so. We like to keep the number up above the people that are watching. And just play that game and show the YouTube algorithm that you're getting some value out of this video and enjoying it. And we'll come across to Rick here again. Now, remember, if you've got any questions, please feel free to do so. No question is regarded as silly or stupid or anything. We're all at different levels, and we're just already here to help us and help each other get to where you need to go and grow. All right, so Rick says, I was watching a video from India. They've built massive worm farms for the disposal of affluent waste products. It's absolutely brilliant that they're doing it around the globe. I wish they were doing it more systemized here and that they put them into place. It's all about money and things like that. And some of these developing nations, they've got cheaper wages and stuff, so they can kick into it much more simply. They're doing similar things like that through the Philippines, and we hope to get to the Philippines at some stage within this year, to film some of this stuff. I'm not going to say when or where I'm going, but that's definitely on the plan, and Shirley and I have already got that under the roll. So if you're watching this later on, you're going to see some stuff coming out of the Philippines within the next, in this year anyway. All right, so let's keep going. And we'll be searching down all different ways of growing food, farming and worm farming and all that type of stuff. So it's going to be really eye-opening for sure. Garlic is in growing. Started some onion seeds in a pot, transplant it once they grow. So yeah, I've got some onions as well. We're going to be hopefully doing some garlic. We can find the time to slide it all into this, outrunning the garden outside, taking care of the family and running these live shows. We're on sort of a trial period for around about a month for this month of February, see how things go. If they do well, we will keep it rolling, keep the show rolling. And you can, if you want to help support the channel, you can do. There's been, we're chasing sort of 2 members a week to keep it sustainable. And we've had a little bit more than that. So thank you guys for coming along and absolutely supporting this channel and the live streams and all the videos that are out. And so thank you very much for that. And I really appreciate it. So if you want to do that, you can pause it or come back to this spot and then just take it on your phone and go from there, which is absolutely brilliant, really good. And I do appreciate your support. So something that's getting a little bit off topic at the moment is really just the cash thing. I think that by growing food, we can not only save money and be spending less at the supermarket and stuff like that. I believe, this is just my opinion, that we need to be spending cash more at the counter decks to people like that are running small farms and the markets and eat like the big companies. If they see you go through the check teller, right, instead of going through a machine, a robot that's going to serve you, they're going to keep putting these people out in front. They're going to be accepting the cash and they're going to be keeping these jobs rolling. So if we can do that, if we can just work on showing that the Australian government and governments around the world, we want to keep using cash, money talks. And so hopefully we can keep that rolling and keep in a cash society. I just really don't like the day of when we're going to have to walk into somewhere. I saw a video in Europe where they actually walk into Aldi and they've got an Aldi app on their phone and they have to sign in with their own Aldi app. They walk around, they shop, they do all their things. They walk out with their stuff. There's hardly anyone there. And you're not getting a smile and a how are you today behind the counter. And that you scan your app on the way out and it probably charges from your app account or whatever. And all digital dollars just rolling out. And to me, that is really sad. I remember when I was a young boy standing at the end of the line when my mum was getting served and there would be a man bagging at the end. And this is I was really young and I remember they were just disappearing. And I said to my family, I said, where'd they all go? And they said, they don't want those jobs anymore. No one has them anymore. We don't need them. They're cutting back on staff and things. And that was sort of the day it started when they got rid of the bag man, And it was really I really enjoyed. There's a little tiny kid, was probably only about 5 or 6 or something like chatting to the guy bagging the groceries. So there you go. And so I'm just going to, if you've got a question, remember, please put a Q in front of it, and I'll pull up whatever else I see here that I think is relevant. Better nutrients than fresh food at home as well. Yeah, so better nutrients, happier life, happy life, happy wife for some reason keeps coming in my head. But yeah, and the paper bags, if we can use them or recycle our own bags. Unfortunately, I don't know what it's like in your shops, but I walk down the aisles, everything's still in plastic. And it's those plastic bags as far as going in and out of the shop. I don't know how much it made of it. It must have made some difference, but when I see more things getting smaller and smaller and smaller and more plastic being covering them over, then we got sort of ripped off in that area, didn't we? Really. But anyway, that's sort of how it is. And what else? I don't know what else we can do. I'm no expert in that area, but what I'm trying to do here on this channel, and I've always been working for a while now, is to introduce people to be able to grow healthy food at home sustainably. People don't realize that I get some of this stuff that I do. I get attacked in comments and I get attacked in videos about certain things that I do and say, and not everyone agrees with me with what I do, but I just I'm very passionate about what I do, so I just keep plugging along. And I get these other comments of people saying, thank you so much for inspiring me. I'm going to be doing this today as well. I'm planning to do this. This really helped me. And so, it's the other side of the coin as well, of moving forward. So here we go. Those new paper bags are rubbish. I don't use them. I use boxes, or I've got our own bags. And you can still, where I live, you can still buy a 15-cent plastic bag. I don't know if they recycle or whatever. You're paying 25 cents. So I really don't know much about along those lines. I haven't really kept a lot of it. All I see is more and more stuff ending up in plastic, and if people keep buying it, then it's just sort of the way it is. No attack, Marty. Trying hard to please. Not from you, mate. Just from some people. It's just the world, Who knows? They just get in a bad mood one day and go, oh, yeah, I'll just have a go at someone, Had someone comment me the other day about me giggling on the video, going, he's going, oh, that's all scripted. I'm just, oh, man, where do these people come up with this stuff? So, I really appreciate everyone that comes in and helps with these live shows. And we're going to run another one at 8:30 Australian time. I'm going to be running some more through the week, and keep an eye open, because if I've got time, I'm going to do a worm farming video just after lunch. I got some people coming to buy some compost shortly, so I'm going to serve them, and I've got a video already preloaded into the software. So I'll let people on the channel. There'll be some notice there, hopefully an hour or so's notice before it's coming up. So if that interests you and you've got time, come back and check that out. It says Ricky, I still remember back in my younger days, paper bags were banned on the basis of protecting the trees. Wow. The plastic bag was a better option to protect the environment. How times have changed. Wow, I didn't. Wow. Yeah. I can't say any more than that. Keyboard warrior. Yeah. There's lots of them around. I try not to let it affect me now, and I just remove them from my comments. I think they realize that we can just remove them anyway. But when you're very connected to what you do and you're very passionate about what you do, it does affect you a bit more. Nice compost sales appreciated. Yeah, for sure. Look, it's doing pretty well. When I put it out there, it's getting good word of mouth, and very hard to come by a good quality compost around the globe these days. So I think people really appreciate having a product like that around. Now, if you want to keep supporting the channel, you can do so here. We're looking at around about 2 people a week. It's not many, is it really, to keep this channel sustainable? And we're going a little bit over those numbers already, because there's been lots of support out there helping with the channel. And it's around about a coffee a week to help support it. And if we can get to those numbers over the next few months, and it'll keep it sustainable, and then we don't have to worry about the fluctuation of YouTube so much, because it's going to be very stressful. and one of the reasons why a lot of people give up. So we need some other sustainable way to produce income so we can keep producing content. So so thank you very much. If you've done that already, you're already a member there. I really do appreciate it. It's just amazing. And my hat goes off to you. I would do that, but I've got hat hair this morning. And if you've got any more questions, anything to do with organic gardening, worm farming, anything along those lines, remember, I'm going to try and make another worm farming live show later today if we can, and go from there. So we've got a few more minutes on the clock, and if anyone's got any questions regarding anything that we've shown in the content today, any of the questions, or just something that you would like to say, I don't know what else to say there. Okay, mate, alive. Woohoo! Greetings from Vancouver Island. G'day, mate. It's unreal having people come over from all around the world. It's just absolutely awesome. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen me before, I'm a horticulturist. I've trained in agriculture at college around about the year 2000. I've been in the game off and on since then, and been growing my own food since I was a young teenager, and had my own mowing gardening business at the age of around about 10. So I've been in the game for a very long time. And the beautiful thing about this is you just always keep learning. And I just absolutely love that. It's just brilliant. And one thing I really like about these live shows too is people coming up and making friends in here and then reconnecting. So next Saturday, if you're here at the same time, you can pop in and say g'day to these same people that are turning up each time. So this is going to be, there's 3 more to go after this, and then we're going to see how things go over the next few weeks and see how they pan out with these live shows. I'm going to be actually stapling some videos together and creating some live streams as well, where I'll be in the chat. I may not be there all the time, but I'll be in the chat most of the time, and you can say g'day and ask questions and things like that. So keep an eye open on the channel. And remember that inside YouTube, it's not perfect. You don't always get notified on everything. So if you can pop back to the channel from time to time and have a look what's in there, you want to check what I'm doing, please do so, because you may not always get notified. And next week, I'm going to be creating some podcasts in the Buy Me a Coffee page, where you can go in and just turn it on and listen and walk around your room and learn more about all this stuff. All right, so we've got a question. It says, Q, has anyone got a question for me before we go? We usually run for around about an hour on the Saturdays, and cover a range of different topics. Getting thirsty now, but happy to answer any more questions that you may have. If not, I will head off a few minutes earlier and get ready to serve my customers. If you're coming in later, then you may want to come back and watch the rerun. The 3 videos run through of the grow, harvest, and cook system, with the microgreens going right through to a bake-off at the end. All right, so what we got here. Marty, time change needs to be considered. This time is perfect for me, but others. I've done this many times. I just can't run it perfect for everyone. So at the moment, we've got a Saturday. This is the permanent one, Saturday, 8:30. If it goes well over the next few weeks and into the month, and I'm running other live shows and that as well, we will create other times. I've just got to try and sneak it in, fit it in with a family and work and workload and all that type of stuff. And so there probably will be, if things go well with this one, a night one as well, covering a different topic. So not so much on the Saturday, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, if this one does okay and people like them, then we will create another one in the evening for other people. And I can also reach other people. So that's very true. It's got to be sustainable for me, and sustainable for it's got to be sustainable for me first. If I don't make it, otherwise I can't make a good show, and then it just makes my whole program look crap. So we'll see how things go with this one, and if it does do well, we'll definitely be introducing another time. And I am running, like, through, as I said a few minutes ago, I am doing some other lives through the week and stuff, in different formats, stuff, trialing things and different times and stuff. So just keep an eye on the channel now and see what's popping up, because it mightn't show you there. You can go onto the channel, go to the live section, or on the channel, I'll show you what video is coming up next and what topic we're talking about next. So thank you, Rick, for that. I do appreciate you and thinking of my other viewers. And you can also, as I said before, I'm just going to leave that up now. If someone wants to, before we head off, someone wants to get on there and put their mobile phone on there, and then they can get transferred straight to the Buy Me a Coffee page, where you can support the channel. There's also the there's also the worm farming ebook. So it's like an A to Z guide. It's a really good little book for getting people started into worm farming instead of going through zillions and zillions of videos and getting it right. And you've also got in the Worm Wranglers members area a series of videos as well. And then when I'm doing worm farming live shows, they will go into the members area as well a day after or something like that. So yeah, it's been lots of fun creating these. What we'll do now is you can please say goodbye to each other in the chat box, and yeah, because you're starting to make some friends, and it'd be really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. But making friends and saying goodbye to these people and those type of things. We'll just put this across while we're waiting for you guys. You can say goodbye to me as well. And who knows, we may be able to run out some music at the end like we used to before. I'm still getting used to sort of using this software. But it says here, Q, have you thought about doing live stream interviewings with other Aussie YouTubers discussing the success and failure of their gardening processes? I have. You know, you'd be surprised that a lot of YouTubers don't want to go live. They're scared that they're going to make a mistake because they script everything. Now, I'll be able to get Mike Van Doozy back on. He's not an Australian, but he loves coming on the show and helping support me. I told Mike that I was going to be leaving YouTube, so I've got to get back in there and let him know. And I think he's seen some of my content and realised, oh, yeah, Marty was just having a bit of a struggle. And he's doing a lot of content over in Facebook these days because he says it's just easier than YouTube. But yeah, good for him. So Mark said from Self-Sufficient Me, said he'd come on a live show, but he's so busy all the time. I don't really want to bother the guy too much, but who knows? He may come on. We chat from time to time, so I just don't want to be annoying. And it says here, can we see the Saturday if you get a chance to film behind the scenes? Can we see the Saturday day if you get a chance? Not really sure what that means. You mean like a behind this? Not sure. Can you explain that a bit more? I don't really know what you mean there. May just be too early in the morning for me still. I got up really early and didn't have a lot of sleep. And we'll keep moving forward. Bye, Marty. Have a wonderful day. Likewise, everyone. Mike seems to be doing different grow methods. Yeah, he's a great guy. He has a lot of fun doing it, and he's very inventive. So I really love that about him. Oh, selling my stuff outside. Well, I don't know if my customers would like to be on camera so much, and I've got to ask for their permission to do that type of thing. So I try and keep that sort of side of things more private, but you never know. We'll see how things go. I'll definitely keep that in mind and sort of go from there. But generally, no, most people don't like being on videos from what I've seen, because I used to want to go around and film people's gardens and stuff, and they never want to be in the videos as well. So yeah, so that's, they just like to keep things more private, and I do too in those areas as well. But, you know, we can maybe look at some behind the scenes stuff for creating this video content and find a way to mix in these videos with the live stream at the same time. I'm just learning how to get started with this, really. And as I said, if I get the support like have been over at the Buy Me a Coffee page, and also, you know, we see some growth on the channel, and things start moving forward, then I get excited again. And I'm quite excited at the moment, you may have noticed, and pretty happy to be here. My wife's out working this morning, and then she goes to her late afternoon, early evening shift. So I'm on my Pat Malone today, just me and my daughter. And yeah, in the next half an hour, I've got some customers turning up. So we will finish up. And yeah, remember, if you want to say goodbye in here, please do so to me or to anyone else. And I will pull it over in the chat in the next couple of minutes. And then we are off, my friends, to the next video. And remember, you may want to keep an eye open, because if I got time today, if everything's going well, my customers all turn up on time. Just after lunch, we'll be running the live show for some worm farming. We're talking about which worms are best. So yeah, I'll be covering sort of that. So it'll be a really good one for beginners and for worm nerds. Mike's moved to growing medium of clay rocks instead of running water. Yeah, I've seen a few of those, and he's using the clay pebbles, the hydroponic clay pebbles in the glass, and just doing some stuff to move away from plastic. Love what Mike's doing. Great guy, really lovely man. His wife's beautiful as well, and they've got such good hearts. And if you can, please watch their content, and yeah, and that would just be wonderful. All right then. Okay, I am going to finish up, guys. Hopefully we'll see you at the next live show. Remember, I'm sporadically going live through here, and so scoot back to the channel, see what videos are coming up. The live shows are always pre-booked in advance, so you can see what's coming up. And then I'm shooting some other content through the week. On the grow table, we're doing the comfrey plant, covering that, about how it's so great with soils and things. And yeah, and we'll keep moving forward. All right, Marty, please don't lose hope with your channel. I understand we're all struggling financially, but you're a breath of fresh air with the content. No problem, mate. I'll do the best I can. And yeah, we'll just see how things go. I don't want to make it, as I said before, I don't want to make any promises. I'm just going to see how things go over the next month and sort of just go from there. All right. Have a great day, everyone. See you at the next video or live show. Appreciate your support, and lots of love to you all. Love thy neighbor, and we'll see you soon.